Welcome to Casual Swinger. If you're under 18, the following podcast is not appropriate for you. The subjects and language are for mature audiences only. If you're not mature in nature, just make sure you're old enough to vote. We don't take ourselves seriously, ever. No guarantee is given regarding the accuracy of any opinions or statements made on this podcast, our website, or our blog. It's all in fun, folks. This isn't Dr. Phil. Now, consider yourself, the listener, properly advised.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Casual Swinger. I'm Mickey.
And I'm Mallory.
Yes, she is. And she's
Every week.
Looks good
Still
doing
going.
it. Yeah, still Mallory. Do we think of something cooler? Is it about time for us to fuck up our names again and change them?
No, I like Mallory.
Yeah, anybody that just joined our show in the last, 19 episodes or 20 episodes, or actually this is 21. So our first episode, we had different names. They were terrible.
I forgot about that.
They were so bad.
They were bad.
I went back and listened to that first episode. It was a piece of shit. It was.
Aw, for newbies, I think we did okay.
Well, yeah, maybe just okay. I mean, I think actually we did worse. We actually went like 5 episodes where we kept playing with the audio and everything just kind of went to hell. But hey, everybody, how you doing?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Oh, forgot you were here.
Yeah, we
there
totally
for
forgot.
a second.
All you listeners were out there. So this has been an interesting week for us, right? This is our first week of actually like sitting down and making ourselves do profile time.
Yeah, what'd you think of that? It was a little clunky, right?
It was a little weird,
Okay.
right? So we had this plan, right? We said, okay, because we felt like we were kind of ghosting people on SDC.
Oh, no, I totally was I was ghosting people on Kick.
Yeah, like we were just ignoring people because we got busy with life, and like we said, a bunch of shit happened. So we were like, all right, we're gonna make ourselves sit down, and I'm gonna bring 3 profiles to the table, and you're gonna bring 3 profiles to the table, and we're gonna decide who we're gonna message. We have to pick one from each pile, at a minimum.
At a minimum. Mm-hmm.
At a minimum, unless they're all amazing, and a lot of you guys are amazing, so that's cool. But it really was kind of strange, right?
I think it was. I think it was a little clunky. I think because we pushed it out the entirety of the day and our brains weren't as fresh, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of
just got clunky.
Came off weird. And when you sit down and you're like, okay, now we finally decided we want to message these people. I've been looking at the profile for half an hour. They think I'm a total creeper because I've looked at it 18 times. And then I'm going to write them some sort of deep introspective, message that's going to make them think that we're the best thing since sliced bread and they should totally want to hang out with us. And we won't talk about them on our podcast no matter what.
Yeah, and that's where I had nothing. Like I was like, I like these people and I want to say something. I was like, but like I could not get the, for lack of a better term, pen to paper or word.
I think I stole it away from you. I was like, okay, fuck it.
You were like, done. No, because I'm going to be like, you look good. I bet you smell nice too.
I like your titties. Yeah. No,
I want to play with them.
Can I please put my face between them? It really was kind of tough, right? And then, Kick has been crazy because the pineapple party's coming, right?
Yes, those fuckers are nuts.
Yeah, they really are.
I love it.
It's like the busiest Kick group I've ever been a part of. There's like 130 people, 150 people in there.
And surprisingly, like usually my ADHD is like, yes, all this content, and like I can't even keep up.
No,
it's crazy.
And then we've got the NIN group that's forming in Kick as well. And then we also have the podcasters meet and greet group in MeWe, which I've kept you out of because I just don't think you can, like, you'll just lose your shit. You'd be like,
something will give.
Who's the lady playing with her lips sitting crisscross applesauce in front of the hotel? Well, that's Mallory. She went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So you like that?
Yeah.
Which lips, right?
Yeah. You're so funny.
But we did buy a bunch of goodies last night. We spent some money.
We did.
Yeah, you spent some money. I don't know, but on what?
Oh on vibrator rodeo and blowjob karaoke. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that's coming. So that was what, El Dorado and Amazon, or did we just do it all on Amazon?
Of it. I don't even remember. I went on a spree.
Yeah. So I mean, that's crazy. So we've got all these goodies that we picked up. So I probably ought to do some shirts to give away at this thing.
I think that's a necessity.
Yeah, I think we're going to do some Casual Swinger shirts that you guys can only wear at this one place and you'll never fucking wear them again. I think that's pretty much what's up. People will wear the Casual Swinger stuff at swinger events. So,
yeah.
And we need to think of like a shirt.
I mean, I don't see them wearing it to church.
No.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah. I bet we have a listener that would wear it to church. Just one,
Oh
probably.
my! Picture didn't happen.
Picture it didn't happen. I think we need to come up with something that we can put on a shirt that people can wear.
I have to agree. I mean, I think we're pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I think we can come up with some good ideas. But I'd also like to see what our feedback is. Like, our name is Casual Swinger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's no changing that.
No. And I like the Natural Born Swingers thing. I think that
I do too.
is a fun shirt.
That's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Well, and I think it really plays well. And we've got lifestyle less ordinary. But then again, there it is, swingers right out there. So
yeah.
It's really hard to brand that sort of thing. We got Hedo Bum. And Hedo Bum's pretty cool. But again, people are like, what's He-Do Bum? Do you like anal? And then they're having a conversation about anal.
Because He-Do Bum.
Yeah, with a
That's
vanilla.
usually my answer.
Right.
There's a lot of people that I've met in the grocery store parking lots or in various other places that think you like it in the butt.
Yeah, my license plate is Hedo Bum. So
yeah, He-Do Bum. Yeah, he likes it.
He do every chance she gets.
He loves anal.
So does she.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you brought up a couple of pretty cool games. We're bringing a couple of our Rascal games to Secrets.
We are
in 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
So you want to talk?
I think it's
talk
gonna go
about
off
them a little?
like gangbusters. I think I need to order like 12 more vibes.
Yeah.
Because I think it's gonna be a hit.
All right. Well, your personal favorite is Vibrator Rodeo. That is a game that we came up with for Rachel's Rascals, and it was so much fun when we first did it. I broke a toe the first time we played that game.
You did break a toe.
That was entirely Sheila's fault. by
It
the
was
way.
Sheila's fault.
She squirted all over some girl, and I just, it was it, broke a toe.
Yeah.
And I did not drop the microphone or break character, so which was pretty cool.
Correct.
But tell us all about Vibrator Rodeo from your perspective, because I've never played it.
So this is a fun game. So you have a rider and you have a horse, right? Mm-hmm. So I would be the rider, which means I'm the one getting stimulated, and the horse is the person that is driving, right? That's riding. They have the vibrator in their hand.
Responsible party.
Exactly, the responsible party. And always showmanship counts. So the goal is to have a good time, obviously. And if you get off, fucking A.
Right. But the process by which you get there is really where we incent people. The reason this is a game. First of all, this is a game where everybody wins, because every person that plays gets a brand new in the box, well, charge, but a brand new vibrator.
Yes, and they're not like these little cheapy vibrators.
No,
they're
we buy good ones.
I do not feel good about handing somebody something that I haven't used and appreciate myself.
Well, not having you, you use that model.
Yes. Yeah, I should be more specific. So I wiped this off really well, but watch the handle. It's still a little slick.
This one has my personal seal of approval in the form of my pussy all over
it. You
it.
want to sniff it?
Scratch and sniff vibrators, folks. It's a thing. We're doing it.
That's so gross. It's so
disgusting.
hilarious.
Just give
So
it a little
I'm
scratch.
supposed to explain this. So, yeah, it's just fucking entertaining, because usually most people start off in the same position, and by the end of the game, everyone, it's like a Tetris.
Right, especially once people figure out how we award winners in this game, because showmanship is everything.
Yeah.
And so, down at the resort one time, one of our favorite wins was there was a guy there was a girl and a guy up there, and there was a guy from the pool calling out instructions, going, do this, do that, do it this way, faster, slower, lower, harder. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Right. And
I'm like, no, give me more, because I'm trying to help communicate, because it turns out that was the husband of the wife that was.
Yeah. The guy in the pool was the husband, and the guy that was actually doing the vibrating was
a
just
friend of theirs.
Yeah, some friend of theirs. So.
Or some guy they met in the pool. Yeah.
So he was giving him total instructions on how to get it done. So that's one of the games we're going to do. We're going to give away a buttload of vibrators. I think we ordered like 10. So we're going to give away a bunch of vibrators.
Did you say a buttload of vibrators? Are they butt vibrators? Or are they just regular vibrators that you could put in your butt if you really wanted to? Or are they specifically made for the butt?
Anything is a dildo if you're brave enough.
Ooh.
No.
You are sassy today.
I am sassy. I am saucy. So we got another game, and that other game that we're going to be playing is one of my personal favorites, just because it's fun as shit to MC, and it's a game we call Blowjob Karaoke.
Oh, this is such a good one. Some of my favorite game memories come from this.
Yeah, Blowjob Karaoke is a fucking riot. So what is Blowjob Karaoke? Blowjob Karaoke is where we line the guys up along with their favorite partner, They get 30 seconds of fluff time. Fluff time means those ladies are going to provide oral pleasure to the gentlemen. And that oral pleasure, once they're good and hard, we're going to start playing a song that ideally everybody knows. I'm going to walk down that line with a mic in my hand, and I'm going to choose a person. At that point, the music stops. When the music stops, it is your job to sing while receiving oral pleasure from a lady friend or a guy friend, whatever you happen to bring with you. That said, if they can fuck you up and make you mess up the song, then they win. And if
you don't know the words, then you lose too by default.
Yeah, but if you can sing that song and you do a good job, you're still in it. You can stay in it, and then we eliminate people as we go on.
Yeah, and we've been known to like role reversal, make her sing,
which is funny as shit.
So you're essentially, you and your partner are essentially battling against each other while being challenged by everyone else's team up there.
Yeah, and we've seen some hilarious shit in that game. Yeah. So we're looking forward to bringing those to the Pineapples. I don't know. I still need to probably message some of the folks at Secrets and make sure they're not going to get mad at us for it. But
yeah, we should probably ask for permission rather than forgiveness there.
Yeah, because I'm going to come rolling in there with a speaker and a mic and be like, and by the way,
like Oprah, you get a vibrator, and you get a vibrator.
If that was what Oprah did, her show would still be popular.
Oh, please.
They'd be like, and vibes for you, and vibes for you. But speaking of Hito,
still popular.
You know who's at Hito right now?
Our rascals.
All of our rascals are there. You fuckers left us here.
We miss you.
We miss all of you. We're thinking about you, but we know you're not thinking about us. If you
God, I hope not.
You're doing it wrong.
You are totally doing it wrong.
Yep. So the rascals go in May, November, December, and February. And the May trip and the December trip, we don't go on. We only host in November and February.
Yeah, this whole with only getting a certain amount of time off from our, day jobs does put a damper on travel occasionally.
Well, and the boy can't quite take care of himself yet, so.
No, not yet. He did the whole like, hey, kind of still need parents sort of conversation.
We came home from the last trip and it was all Lord of the Flies around here, so I was like, put clothes on, damn it.
Yeah. It's a crock of shit. We have amazing kids. House was clean. Dogs were fed.
Yeah. I know.
Trash was out.
I know. He's more responsible.
They were better at adulting than we were while we were home.
They are better.
My laundry was folded.
Right. Well, mine wasn't. What did I do wrong?
Like, I know I didn't teach them that.
Oh, God. I hate those.
Bless their hearts. They take good care of us.
What are we doing today on our little show? We're doing a show with Liberator Bedroom Adventure Gear.
I was so excited, and I don't know if it came across as such during the interview, but I am such a huge fan of this product. We've been trying to get Angela on for quite some time now. She had some issues. She hurt her back. And I hope if anyone has questions, feel free to reach out to us in regards to these products. They do have a customer service line. It helped me tremendously. I am not decrepit by any stretch of the imagination, but in the past, I've had some really, really big issues with my hips, and it prevented me from participating in specific positions or if I had to put any weight bearing, and it was very disheartening. And as much as I love sex, the wedge really, really helped, and it gave me the ability to have sex with you from behind again until I was recovered, recuperated.
Yeah, Well, I thought it was the craziest piece of shit I'd ever seen in my life. I'm like, what is this crazy weird thing you brought into the bedroom and your wand goes in it? And like, this is just, it's crap. And then I really got to look at it and touch it and play with it. And I was like, it is so high quality. And it's like, hey, and next thing I know, you're face down, ass up, and I'm harder than Chinese algebra. And I'm like,
well, and the positioning of it, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, because it's hard to be like a one size fits all. It's all where you place yourself in relative to your partner. And it was almost fluid. Like, it came very natural. There was not a whole lot of guesswork. And then they supply the positioning guides.
Oh my God. Yeah. That positioning guide is just the craziest thing ever.
And it's great. It kind of turned me on. Like, I feel like I was looking at my mom's JCPenney catalog.
Yeah.
Like,
except it was
why am I a little turned on?
Well done too.
It is
right?
very artful.
And we got to give Angela credit for that. Angela Leiben is the PR director for those guys, and she joins us on the show here in just a few minutes. But why are we bringing them on the show for you? because they're a manufacturer, right? So first of all, as usual, we don't get paid by these guys.
Nope.
So there is a coupon code. It's casual30.
Yes.
If you want to go on liberator.com and buy some shit, by all means, please do.
Yes.
But we don't buy it because we get something out of it. Buy it because you want it. And after you listen to this interview, I think you're going to want it.
Yeah. And I mean,
because we don't get shit out of it. And that's the way we do things. We talk about things we use.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I talk about them on Toy Box. That's why we try to go after these guys to do interviews, is because it's something that had a positive influence or we had positive outcomes with.
Yeah. And, so these guys are super sex positive, right? I love that when we asked her a question about, products that were made from more than two.
Yes.
And when you're talking to somebody who's not in the lifestyle, they're kind of like, why?
Yeah.
Right. And
or they get a little hesitant,
yeah, she didn't miss a beat.
No?
She's like, absolutely, we do. And let me tell you about these products. And she had a list.
We've had 4 or 5 people on this one. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And there's multiple products on there that looking through that I can strategically go, okay, I think this would be great for group play, and here's why.
Yeah. Yeah. So I absolutely believe in these guys. I love what they've got going on, and I think you guys are going to love them too. This was just a lot of fun for us. So without much further ado, why don't we jump into this interview and let everybody
let's do it.
Get into it.
Yeah, quick reminder, liberator.com, casual30 is the coupon code. And if you're looking for us before this interview and have some questions, we're Casual Swinger everywhere. Twitter, SLS, SDC, Instagram, Double Date Nation, YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm missing one.
That's right. YouTube and God
Cassidy.
knows where else. And of course, on iTunes. Log in there and
Yes,
say nice stuff about us.
Say nice things about me, and specifically me.
Just her. Just her.
Just kidding.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a flash with Angela Leiben from Liberator Bedroom Adventure Gear. You're listening to Casual Swinger.
Welcome back to Casual Swinger, everybody. Mallory here.
And this is Mickey.
And we have something new for you guys today.
Yeah, it's a special guest. This is something we haven't done before. And, we've had lots of guests on the show, but, we have some of our favorite toys that we keep here in the house. And, and we call them toys, but that's probably a misnomer. Bedroom Adventure Gear is a better way to call it.
Accoutrements. Yes.
I don't know, furniture. We convinced our youngest that it was a video game chair, but we have with us Miss Angela Leiben, the marketing and public relations manager from Liberator Bedroom Adventure Gear. Angela, how are you today, darling?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Oh, this is awesome. We've been chasing you to get you on the show for a while, so we're really excited that you were finally able to join us. This is kind of a big deal for us. So. You know what? Let's start with you, right? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for Liberator and how long you've been there, and how the hell did you end up working for a bedroom sex furniture company?
But that I always question that too. How did that happen? It happened really organically. I just reached out to the CEO asking him if he needed help because of the area that I live, and he called me in for an interview and hired me on the spot as the content manager about 5 years ago. And then the company really recognized my ability to do marketing and PR. So for about 4 years, I've been the marketing and PR manager for Liberator, and it's been an amazing experience. I've learned so much about the industry and about manufacturing products.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So have you thought about when I move forward in life and what comes next, how that looks on the resume and how you're going to have to explain that later on down the road? Or is it something you're just comfortable with and proud of?
This is something I am so proud of. My mom tells me all the time that I was born to work in the sex industry. I've been educating people about sex and sexual wellness probably since middle school, and have been, in trouble for it a lot of times.
Really?
But, yeah. And so it's just something that I love to do. I'm not ashamed of it. And
Nor
I
should
don't
you be.
I know ever. And I don't fit in the kind of corporate kind of funnel where you sit in a cubicle all day and do the same thing over and over again. So this was just a perfect fit for me and my life.
That's so badass, and I feel like that's kind of us too. Like we got crammed into the tech industry. I'm a total nerd, but I'm a marketing guy too, and Mal's right there with me. So it's just kind of, we sit here and look at positions like these that you do, and we are a little envious, right?
Right, and to be able to talk about sex so liberally. See what I did there?
Yeah.
And honestly, in your day-to-day job, sounds like a dream come true in a lot of ways.
It is just so incredible. So, Liberator's a household word here in our house. We know what this stuff is, and we have for some time. There's been a few different times where we're out shopping and I'm like, hey, let's get a new piece of Liberator gear. I almost bought the, I don't know, it was like some sort of like bench that I was going to strap Mallory to. It had like handcuffs and all kinds of cool stuff. It was, I don't know. There's so many cool things from Liberator, but tell us a little bit more about the company. Tell us who founded it and what made them think, that getting into this business was a good idea. Like where was the market and what did they see? Tell us a little bit about the Liberator story.
It's a really interesting backstory. The company was started by Louis Friedman, who is still our president and CEO. And I think he was just in a doctor's office reading an article about sex positions. He's a sexual enthusiast, and he noticed this article had said, for better thrusting and better power in the bedroom, use a pillow. And he thought, that's kind of weird. Why would you want to use a pillow? You sleep on it, and then you have to stop and refluff it. So he came up with the idea of developing a wedge, just a simple wedge that almost looks like a little piece of cheese, and started selling those, not necessarily out of the trunk of his car, but just was marketing them directly to friends and then to some people in the public interested in using the product. And it just took off from there. That was about 14 years ago. And then he introduced the wedge and the ramp combo because he felt that some people had a need for larger pieces, and the design process has just taken off from that point on.
Well, first of all, sex enthusiast, what a fucking great name.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
I think that's literally every person that listens to this show is like, I am a sexual enthusiast.
Connoisseur of fine sex.
Right?
We should have t-shirts made.
Yes.
Right? I think that's going to be on my website for the days over.
So with the design in mind, and, after reading this article and, considering the demand, where did the word liberator come from? Is that something that was always a part of marketing, or did that come later? And why?
I think it came later, and I think he was inspired by the Liberator bicycle poster. It's this beautiful poster, and I don't know what the date, I would say early 1900s, and it has a Valkyrie on it. And I think he had that poster hanging in his house, and it just kind of clicked with him going, this is a great name for a product and a company, because these products basically liberate people from being confined to a mattress. You can explore anywhere you want, just using a simple shape. And that's where the genesis of that idea came from. And then it just stuck. And then he put the tagline Bedroom Adventure Gear on there so that people would know exactly what the products are meant for.
We had a beautiful badass on our show a couple months ago by the name of Beth Liebling, who runs a boutique in Houston, Texas called Darling Way. And she referred to regular old married sex as boring married sex. So she calls it BMS. And I think that's kind of what Liberator probably does, is helps people break that cycle, right? Because not everybody's a swinger. Not everybody, goes to Hito or goes to parties and does all the crazy shit that we do. So, and you still want to break the cycle.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, right. You got to start somewhere. So speaking of starting somewhere, tell us about the first Liberator product. I think you mentioned that it was the wedge, or maybe it was the ramp, and then one followed the other. Tell us what those are, and how they work, and how you use them.
The wedge, I think, is like, I still use the wedge. I love that product, and it has high density polyurethane foam with a moisture barrier inside. It's like a ballistic nylon, and then it has this wonderful microfiber cover on top of it. And they come in different sizes. So if you have partners that are a little bit larger, there's a plus size version, and then there's the regular version, and it can hold up, I would say, really up to 300 pounds, giving your body that full support. So it's one of the easiest pieces to use because it doesn't feel like you have this extra component in the bed with you. It just kind of naturally morphs with couples.
Just becomes a part of the experience.
Wonderful.
Yes.
It just becomes a part of the experience. And then the great thing about it is that you can use it virtually on every position. It really helps people, it encourages individuals to try different positions that you normally can't get into just by using this one piece. And then the wedge ramp combo is really interesting because the wedge gives that 24 inches of height, and you can combine it with the ramp does. So, 24 inches of height, and then you can add the wedge with it for extra lift for thrusting positions and for from behind positions. So, and it's really going to hold on to your weight. But the interesting thing about these products in general is the microfiber fabric. It has interlocking threads, so each of the pieces kind of lock together, and your body's not going to slip off of any of the shapes.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting when you stack them appropriately. Like, they really don't move.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the pictures online, and it like the wedge and the ramp combo. And I'm like, all right, I don't.
Oh yeah, the position guide.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do with this thing. And then you got all these fucking positions up here, and then she's talking about 24 inches of height, and I'm like, well, my dick does the same thing. We don't need that. No? Not 24 inches. Okay.
Oh,
I'm just getting a shaking head from Mallory.
Did you get into my coffee this morning? Because you sound a little sassy and full of yourself.
I am. I am sassy this morning, and we are doing this very early in the morning. Sorry about that, Angela. But so yeah, I just think that there's so many different configurations for some of these things. Do you think? I mean, as far as the wedge goes, has it evolved much since it first came out?
We have a couple of pieces that kind of, we still have the original wedge, but we also have the Decor Heart Wedge, which is more, it has a heart shape to it. It's something that you can leave out on the bed if you want to. If not, you can store it. But it's a really nice decorative piece. And then we have the Arch Wedge, which kind of looks like a pair of lips. Kind of sexy. I like that design. And then we have two other pieces, the Jazz and then the Jazz Motion, which are a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact, so you can travel with them. They're not as high in the pitch, but they still do an amazing job. And then the Whirl is more of like a bolster. It doesn't have that wedge shape, but it's more circular. And that's something that you can keep out on the bed with. You don't have to take these things off the bed when your parents come over and tour your house.
Right, unless your parents are total freaks, and then they're like, I know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
So I'm going to be honest here, a little bit of secret time. I think one of the reasons we ended up with a wedge or the pillow in the first place was I was having severe hip issues at the time.
Yeah.
So it offered me some like additional support. And I think, aside from us being freaks, in the bedroom, that offered me a little bit relief and exposed me to maybe positions we weren't able to do at the time. So that's kind of the experience I have stuck in my head. But what is like Liberator's ideal target market and customer? Like, we have listeners out there that probably don't know that they need them. So can you tell us a little bit about who that is and why it's perfect for them?
That's a really good question. Because we're more sexual positioning shapes and not necessarily toys per se, we're more of like positioning aids. I think, first of all, anyone can use them. It really doesn't matter your age or even your size. But really, it's more about for couples that really want to enhance the experience inside or even outside of the bedroom, wherever you are using the shapes. It's about building that connection and having that enhancing the intimacy between couples. So, that could be, someone that's in their 20s, 30s, 40s. And what also is really good about these products, it's good for individuals that have issues with mobility. I just recently hurt my back. And so these products really help keep me stable and help me open my hips more without being pulled onto gravity. So they're designed for everybody. It doesn't matter, if you're even doing solo practice. It's just really good for an entire blend of couples.
Wow.
Love it.
Yeah. And I mean, I know people that are in this position. People that have traveled with us to Hito that, struggle, that try to find positions that work for them. And maybe they fall into that whole, boring married sex thing where they're doing the same thing over and over because it's what works for them physically. It's not that they don't want to hang from the rafters and fuck like monkeys. I think we all do want to do that. We
Amen.
don't always do it, but I mean, everybody wants to. So I think that's a pretty big deal. So because I'm a marketing person, I wonder about this kind of stuff. And of course, I've gone out on Amazon and out on the internet and looked around a little bit. You guys, I got your first patent in what, 2005? So
yes, I think they started the process in 2004, 2005. Yeah.
So despite that, you guys have imitations coming out of the woodwork, stuff that looks like Liberator Bedroom Adventure Gear. So have those imitations changed your strategy as an innovator and a leader in this space? And how do you respond when somebody says, why do I pay more for that product?
We run into that issue a lot, especially now with these Chinese manufacturers. Really, they saw a crack in the market, and now they're just emerging with all of these different types of products. The thing about Liberator is we make everything here in the United States. It is all the materials are sourced from U.S. companies. So you always know that you're going to get quality. The polyurethane that we use is high density, like a champagne foam. It has a certain kind of patent to it. And with these imitations, you'll know immediately once you get on the product, you will sink. It will not support the body. And they're selling all over Amazon, making all of these promises. They're even using some of our images, which just drives me insane. It's like, stop. If you're going to do something, be original about it and shoot your own position guide. Don't use ours.
Right.
But it's hard to tell between an imitation and a Liberator product now because they look so much alike. These manufacturers are becoming more sophisticated, but we really try to separate ourselves with the quality of the materials, the quality of the covers, and a Liberator shape will always have the Valkyrie logo sewn onto the actual fabric, the outer cover, and not glued on. And it will always have this telltale sign because the Valkyrie is more of on upside down when you position the ramp or any of the shapes. She has like an upside down head. So that's what really helps differentiate ourselves. Just like any kind of designer handbag, there will always be these telltale signs that you found yourself with an imitation product.
Right.
Yeah. I will say it's surprisingly supportive because you anticipate it being like a memory foam where you sink in and you get a lot of support. And at my hips, that's super important because that's, I have a big ass. It's the heaviest part of my body, so it's hard to hold up on my own.
I love that ass.
So I recently discovered the Black Label line, and I want to talk about that a little bit because this is me venturing into my little kinks and my little freedoms, and I haven't tried any yet. So who is the Black Label for, and tell us a little bit about that product line inside of Liberator.
I love the Black Label line. There's the original collection and then the Black Label collection, and Black Label is really designed for individuals that are curious about light bondage, light BDSM. The products are basically the same as you would see from the original collection, but everything is black, the black microfiber, but we have reinforced clips sewn into the covers so that you can either clip or attach any kind of restraint devices. Like they do come with our velour cuffs, but you can also include, rope, silky ties, or leather accoutrement if you want. And then you can explore bondage on a safe, stable positioning device. Mm-hmm. And it's just really good for people that are curious about it. But we also have the hardcore bondage enthusiasts using the products too, because you're able to get your partner into certain positions that are otherwise really difficult on just like a flat platform. So it's just a great way of, discovering new things, heightening the senses a little bit more, mm-hmm. and not being so intimidating, because, bondage can be intimidating for a lot of beginners. Mm-hmm. And I think those people that try it, then, they can go for more. They can start adding implements, spanking implements, or any kind of sensory devices with the product later on if they choose to do so.
So it's kind of like a Liberator Plus, right? So it's a Liberator Plus, some tie downs and some other, possibilities.
Such a guy, some tie downs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, what do you call it? Shackles or D-rings? Or what can I strap your ass to tonight, honey? I mean, but, and you know what? I found it, Angela. I found that one that we almost bought when we were at Fair Villa. Yeah. It was the spanking bench.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on the Christmas list.
Yeah. That's a really nice product. And we're actually going to be coming out with a kind of like a spanking horse, a portable spanking horse. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's still in prototype right now, but it should be hitting the market within a couple months.
So how do I test that product for you guys?
Okay, so we're down at Hito, and this is when I yelled at Harry. He's the CEO of Hito, because I told him, "You cost me $2,000, you son of a bitch." And here's what happened: we were down there, and we went to the playroom, and I threw Mallory's ass over their bench. They had a spanking bench, if you will, and it's pretty standard spanking bench, right? Elbow pads, knee pads, the whole shebang. And she had such a damn good time. She's like, "We need one of these now. We need it." I'm like, "Well, Liberator has to make one so it looks like it belongs in our house."
That's a true story.
You just screwed me, Angela, because now I know it's coming.
It's coming, and it's beautiful. It's going to have a kind of like we use this product called Ultra Leather, which is antimicrobial and is washable. So it's going to have that as the outer layer with the microfiber side panels, and then it's going to have D rings attached to the base of it, and it's just super sexy. I absolutely love it.
I'm pretty much going to spend my afternoons laying across that, waiting for you to come into the bedroom.
Let's do this. Well, we're kind of building this fornicatorium upstairs of random Liberator products, but that's okay. So tell me a little bit. In 14 years since that first patent, customer tastes, have you seen them change, and what is the trend that you guys are responding to from a product perspective and from a PR perspective? Are you seeing any trends that are changing that you guys have to respond to as a company in order to stay relevant?
Yes. So a lot of people are looking for more stationary products that they can kind of incorporate with their home decor, because pulling some of these shapes out of storage or in your closet or underneath your bed takes time. So if the mood strikes, a lot of our customers just want something that's instant, that is in their bedroom right there and already accessible. So we've met that demand by coming out with sex furniture pieces like the S, and then the new benches that we have that go at the end of the bed, and then the S2 series, which is on a wooden platform with these beautiful maple legs. So you can just keep it out, and then when you're not using it, you can relax on it, watch TV, or do whatever you want to do on it, but you don't have to, kind of store it in the corner like some of our other products. A lot of people want to, stow those away, but these can be left out, and we're looking more at luxury too, by adding this ultra leather component to it, with some of the pieces having a network of clips hidden underneath the product, so that if you want to explore bondage or BDSM, you've got those clips handy, and then you can put them away when you're done using the product.
I love the versatility, and I do love the trend that you're making furniture that is inconspicuous and can be left out. It's exciting for me because I'm not so good about cleaning up after myself as
Mallory
we've talked
comes
about.
and she walks away.
So
She's like, fuck it, I'm out.
I drop the vibrator like it's on fire and I leave.
Yeah, she's that guy.
They're
that
like
just
everywhere,
throws
all over
me
the
a towel.
house.
Yeah. So is that bench called the Prelude, by the way?
That is the Prelude bench. Yeah.
Okay. God damn it. There goes another $800.
I know. My list for Christmas and birthday this year has grown dramatically just from this conversation.
And I can tell you that the leather on that is just amazing. It's by Ultra Leather, but it comes in these two different textures, like a Komodo, which kind of feels like a lizard skin in a way. And then the smooth leather that has some kind of marble texture to it, and it just feels good against naked skin. It's just sexy.
There you go, making Mallory horny at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So hard to do. So my next question for you is this. So, I mean, obviously we're a sex positive couple. We're both in the lifestyle. I can see some of the bigger pieces like the bench, for instance, but are there any other pieces in the Liberator line that are really good for more than two players at once?
There are. So, our larger pieces can accommodate, I would say, like three people, but we also have something called the flip stage. And I love this product because it's actually a foundation for the sex furniture that we have, but it flips open into this amazing little playground. So it's like a padded playground, but some of the flip stages have clips on the side, so you can tie people down. And the most people I've had on a flip stage itself has been 5 people.
Okay,
so it can comfortably fit about 4 or 5 people, and it's just like this nice memory foam padded playground. That's the only way I can describe it.
It's like a playpen for adults. I'm looking at it on your website right now, and I'm looking at the Black Label version. But the other thing that it looks good for is bringing the S up a little higher if you happen to have long legs.
Yeah, that's what we originally designed it for, and then we realized, okay, well, why don't we create something that it's multi-use, where you can just flip it open and invite more people onto that particular shape.
Yeah, that's really, really neat. So
digging it.
Yeah. And I don't think I ever would have found that if we hadn't done this interview. Yay, more money. Damn it. Well, it's a good thing you gave us a coupon code that we're going to give to all you listeners at the end of this. So stay tuned, guys. But all right, so we do a little thing on the show we call Secret Time, and it's your turn, Angela, for Secret Time. What is your personal favorite Liberator product and why?
Oh my goodness, I have all of them.
Naturally.
I would have to say, really honestly, it's the wedge.
Going
I've
OG.
always,
Yeah.
it's the OG product. It's something that is manageable. I don't feel overcome of trying to position myself. It just works with me and my husband. We just love using that because it just gives us that extra oomph, and I just like it. And then I enjoy using it to prop my legs up later on while he cleans the sex toys.
Okay, so two things. If you have everything, when can I come over? And two, I have to agree with you. The wedge it's an incredible piece. It doesn't get in the way. You don't feel like you've added like player 3 to the game. You know, it's not an eyesore, and it's so multifunctional. So I think I'm with you there. With all the different products, the wedges, the ramp, you know, so on. Who is it that is the genius behind the positioning guides? Who figures this stuff out? I'm dying to know.
That would be me.
I officially want to be you now.
Right. Yeah. You have the coolest job ever because these models are super hot for starters. The positions are crazy.
Some of them are fascinating, to say the least.
So what we do is, so for the illustrated position guides, we usually will have models come in, and I will work with the photographer or the creative director in positioning them, and then we just shoot them with their clothes on, and then we send it to the illustrator. But even that, it still gets really hot. Their clothes on it.
And, you know, when you did this, I got to give you crazy props here. When you created this guide, you slid in drink recipes into the PDF guide that you created. So for those listeners who are paying attention at home, if you go to liberator.com, they have a position guide where you can flip through on the website, but you can also download it and print it and keep it next to your bed. We used to put it in the packaging, but you know, because we want to save trees and not do too much printing. It also, on the retail boxes, that there is a series of 6 positions. The illustrated positions are on the actual retail box. And then, yes, you can download the positions. But then also on our blog, I'm always writing about the different positions that you can use with whichever shape you've got, so you can go onto the blog and check out the positions and try them out. And some of them are animated, so you can actually see the function and movement of those. And you had to laugh your ass off naming some of these, because some of these names are a riot.
I love, that's my favorite part, is naming them.
That's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about your interaction with customers as a PR person and how Liberator factors customer feedback into product designs.
So I rarely work in the store, but when I do, I work with a lot of individuals that are just looking just to spice things up, and we'll go, oh, well, what about this? And then I'll think about it and go, okay, I'll make a note of that. And then we'll go into the development phase of something. Like there's this product called the Tula, and it is a sex toy mount, but it has the sex toy mount on the top and the sides. So that feedback actually came from a customer in our development team, the design team, who are just geniuses behind the scenes. They don't get much attention, and I think that they deserve so much attention. Is that they came out with this beautiful mount that is really good for lesbian couples, so that one can ride the toy and the other one can get stimulation from a magic wand or a wand type massager. So that's where the feedback comes in. And then also with this new prototype that's coming out with the spanking horse, that's all been based on customer feedback of going, hey, when are you going to create something where I can lie across it? And so that's where all of that comes from. And then we read the reviews too. Our customer reviews are an integral part of our business. So we want to make sure that people are happy, and we're constantly keeping up to date and giving them new things to play with.
So how, if we have listeners that are Liberator customers, is there a forum or a blog or a mechanism by which they can provide feedback easily to Liberator?
We used to have a forum, but because we have a very small crew of people, it just really, they had a hard time keeping up with the questions, so we took the forum down. One of the best ways of interacting with the company directly is through customer service. These girls are fabulous, and they know their shit, and they are willing to go above and beyond in answering any questions that people have when it comes to Liberator shapes to even sex toys. There's one girl that we just hired. She's amazing. Her name is Olivia, and she is just this spitfire that is not afraid and has no shame talking about sex in general, and then sexual wellness and sex positivity for couples.
I like it.
Love it. Love it. So we learned recently, and, maybe I don't know where the customer service reps, live, but I'm going to assume maybe somewhere outside or close to Atlanta, because that's where we discovered that there's the facility, the factory store out there.
Yes.
So tell us more about that. I didn't even know it existed.
So outside of Atlanta, we have a 140,000 square foot manufacturing facility, but that's where we're all stationed because we have our offices there. That's where customer service is located in the design. So we're vertically integrated. So everything from receiving to out the door is done in our building. And then we also have a factory showroom there, which is probably one of the best sex boutiques in Atlanta, because we only sell premium, high-end luxury products. And it's lit perfectly. It's designed so that you can walk in and experience the whole factory in itself, because we have like an experimental place in the back where you can try out the shapes. And then also all of the sex toys and sex accessories that we have are all plugged in and charged so that you can really experience the product before you buy it.
With your pants on, folks. Pants on in the Liberator store.
I beg you.
Yeah, right. Don't make us throw you out again, Mickey. Right. So you had an event there a few weeks back for a new premium rideable toy called the Cowgirl.
Yes.
So tell us, about that device, right? Because it looks to me to be very similar in a lot of ways to the Sibian or the Motor Bunny, but I think it has some differences, and that kind of leans into, you guys do carry a lot of premium toys,
very much so,
on Liberator.com and in your store. So are you guys going to resell the Cowgirl? Was that a marketing event, and why that one in particular?
The Cowgirl is actually a product that we sell online and in the store. It is made by a company, COTR, which was developed by Alicia Sinclair. She also makes B-Vibe products and the La Wand, which is kind of like a competitor to the Magic Wand. And this rideable monster is amazing. So we had people come in with their pants on, ride the unit, and I couldn't even go past number 7. It was that intense just through my jeans. So it's got a couple of components to it. One, you can use the flat silicone piece with it. The really cool thing about the Cowgirl is it has a dial device that you can control yourself, or you can use the app that goes with it, so your partner can control from across the room because it's Bluetooth Wi-Fi enabled. And then it also has another piece that comes with it, which is insertable, and it swirls and it pulses. It's just amazing. And then they just came out with another component. It's actually like an accessory kit that comes with another insertable piece, but a Wharton wheel and some, I think, a blindfold that comes with it. So,
did you say a Wharton wheel?
Yeah, a Wharton wheel.
Oh, educate me, sister.
It's just a way of getting people to discover more sensory experimentation while using the cowgirl or not using the cowgirl.
Okay.
It just encourages people to start adding sensory components into their play. But I love this product. It's very classy. It kind of reminds me of an old Marshall amp. It's just black, refined, slimline. It's just a beautiful piece, and it is super duper powerful. So if you ever have the chance to come to Atlanta, you can come ride the cowgirl.
That's awesome. And as a power queen, that's definitely something in the area I'm going to do. Because I love my motor bunny, and I think you're right though. Like the design of it is very, it looks very top of the line, very beautifully put together. And the reviews say it's pretty damn powerful. So
yeah, and I think one of the things that it has going for it, from what I was finding online, was that it's quieter than some of the other premium rideables that are out there.
Would be very interesting because the other rideables are pretty loud. Like we have
like
cement
you're
floors.
a fucking hovercraft.
Yeah, well, we have cement floors on our main level, thank God, because when we had wood floors, forget about it. If anyone was even near the house, you knew exactly what I was up to.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Mickey's mowing the lawn.
Yeah,
nope.
Right. So we have listeners all across the country and worldwide that may not get to Atlanta all that often. So where can they find these products? And if they're looking to try them out, what are some suggestions on where to start?
So definitely, if you're not able to come to Atlanta, we do have retailers across the country and actually in Europe and Germany and the Netherlands that carry the Liberator products. We do have, I think, on the website of where you can find a retail, it's down at the bottom of liberator.com. It's a retailer locator. So if you're interested in looking at the actual shapes and kind of getting a feel for what you want, you can go to your local retailer. If not, you can order them online at liberator.com. If you have questions about sizing or what product is the best for you, always reach out to customer service. We have a chat enabled, you can chat through the website with a live customer service representative, and they can help you find the right product that fits your needs.
I love that. And not that I mind talking to like Bob in India when I call customer service for the plethora of other things that I may need, but I love that it's local and that I'm going to talk to a woman.
Yeah.
But now you're going to have like 500 dudes from our podcast like typing in going, so which one do you like to ride?
Do not do that.
Don't do that,
Mallory
guys.
will be very upset with all of you if you do.
Cool.
Be
Always
cool.
Be cool.
Don't be a dick.
So, this has been a blast, Angela. Thank you very much for taking, 45 minutes out of your, Wednesday morning, and spending some time with us to tell everybody a little bit more about your company. But I think my favorite thing about this is that it isn't just a company to you. It's obvious this is passion for you. This is something that you love doing. So thank you for spending some time with us, number one. And
thank you.
Number two, anybody listening out there, since you hung in here this long, you guys are going to find out we have a special coupon code courtesy of Liberator and Angela. That coupon code is casual30. And why don't you tell people what that coupon code gets them, Angela?
Sure. The casual 30 code is available when you check out online or in the store, and it gives you 30% off anything that's on the website. So come by or log in and order your favorite Liberator shape and get 30% off your order.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to use that code later.
I'm pretty sure I already have things in my cart.
So that is absolutely awesome. So thank you once again, Angela Leiben from Liberator Bedroom Adventure Gear. You can find them at www.liberator.com. So Mallory, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us, since we're Casual Swinger, and we will let Angela get off of here for the day.
Awesome. You guys, we're Casual Swinger everywhere. That is Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SLS, SDC, and Cassidy, and Double Date Nation.
All over the place. And don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes. If you hop out there and say something nice about us, I'll send you naked pictures of my feet. No feet? Mallory's just looking at me. All right, guys, you've been listening to Casual Swinger. We'll be right back after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Casual Swinger. This is Mickey.
And I'm Mallory.
I love when you sing that. That was so much fun with Angela. I think she really represented her company incredibly well.
Absolutely. I enjoyed the conversation. I hope our listeners did too. And again, please go on their website, liberator.com. Use the code CASUAL30 to get some sick discounts on their gear. I believe that applies site-wide.
It does.
Furniture.
And in the store.
And
it's anything they sell. So you can get premium goods like Lilo and other stuff there. They got 30 points off. That is a fat fucking
30%
discount.
off the Cowgirl?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Oh my God. So here's the fun part. If you're in Atlanta, go check this store out, right? Because they have so much cool stuff. That's a 140,000 square foot manufacturing facility with a store attached to it.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of really neat stuff going on. I love that she did that for our listeners. So hopefully some folks will take advantage of that. And by the way, they have a 30% off coupon code that you can get right there on their website. But it's if you spend more than $500.
Yes.
You can use ours for something less than that. So
that's true.
You don't have to be a rich person to use our code on liberator.com. So I think you totally should. That said, I think that was a lot of fun, and hopefully everybody enjoyed that. If you guys, I know we probably just told you a few minutes ago, but if you haven't, go leave us a review on iTunes. Come find us on SLS, SDC. Come find us at Secrets next weekend.
Yes, we will be at Secrets for Memorial Day weekend, partying with the Pineapples and everyone else. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend with lots to do, games, new friends, new experiences, lots of sexy times. Looking forward to that. And then basically what we're doing for the rest of the summer is gearing up toward Naughty in New Orleans.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. We got some really cool shows coming for you. We got some more good guests coming for you. So this has been a lot of fun, and it's our first guest in a while. So
I know.
Yeah, it's good to be back, right?
It is.
All right. Well, why don't you say bye to everybody, since I always do it, and we'll get out of here.
Adios, amigos. All right, we're Casual Swinger everywhere. If you're looking for us, that is SLS, SDC, Cassidy.com, Double Date Nation, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes.
Peace.